vlog. So it is Monday night and I made the late afternoon manic decision to go camping with my horse and my 2 dogs here in Alaska. I really don't have a plan. I just know that I had the next 2 nights off, so I wanted to go camping. Right now I am down about 20 miles past Delta. I guess I'm still in Delta, but like 20 miles past the center of Delta, here at a big gravel pit. It's called like mile 1408 gravel pit. I think this is a great spot. Nobody else is here. It's nice and wide open, so I can see any animals, see anybody else. I can let my dogs run around free. So I'm gonna set up camp quickly and I will show you guys what my camp setup looks like once I'm finished. Oh. Cooper, come here. Hi, Coop. Are you hiding your bone? Oh, okay, that's a good spot. She'll watch it for you. She is like, what is he doing? So I am not quite finished setting up camp because I'm gonna make a fire. But when I drove into this gravel pit, there was like a long gravel road that had a sign in front of it. So I want to go check out what the sign says. I think it said something about foot traffic, but after I get set up and later on, I'll decide if tomorrow I'm gonna ride out from here and explore the trails here, or pack up and go down the highway that heads to Valdez, where I know like a lot of the trails are. I'd like to try to go from here, but it's not quite as a direct route into the mountains, so it might take a little longer, so we'll see. But let's go check it out. I have my gun with me because I don't know the area, and we're not too far from the sign, but just because I don't know the area, so we will be protected. I've got my 2 dogs, my horse, so we're good. Come on, guys. Here. Hi. Come on. Here, Coop. Hey, buddy. Hi. Cooper here. No. Here, let's go. Line this up here. What is going on? It's a fire. So here I have my new dog. Come here. He is tied up because he humps my horse. So he lost his roaming privileges for a little while. Cooper, come here. Cooper's right here. Here's Cooper. Hey, buddy. Love you. This is the inside of my truck, all cozy. Right there is my Mr. Buddy heater. that I'll use for some heat. I've got Sedona over there. You'll notice that she has a fly sheet on, and that is not because there are flies. It is because she is a black horse, and I put that fly sheet on her so I can see her from my truck. Or God forbid she gets loose, it's a lot easier to find a horse in a big white sheet that's reflective rather than looking for a horse that is all black in the wilderness. We use a high tie for her, so she's really good about that, and she sleeps with the high tie out here. She just flipped over her water. I'll have to refill that. Right here, I have my camping chair, and then my fire. So I'm gonna sit and hang out. I brought some Arctic Harvest ciders that I love. We'll just chill here. I was wondering if I'd be able to see the northern lights tonight, but it is pretty cloudy. Okay, I'm just sitting down to have some dinner. It's about 9:30. The fire is looking good for right now. Cooper is right here. Sedona's on a high tie. New dog is tied up to the truck. So if you know me, you know when I go camping, I'm really not great at making camp food. Normally I survive off of peanut butter and jelly, Pop-Tarts, stuff like that. Although if you saw my recent vlog when I did like a week-long trip to Alaska, I did upgrade and get like a water heater, like just like a stove top, a single stove top that is run by propane, so I could heat water essentially, so I can make like oatmeal and coffee in the mornings. But I left that at home just because it's a quick trip. So for dinner tonight, and if I stay out again, I got 2 Subway footlong sandwiches, so this will be my dinner. And then I have that cider from Arctic Roots. I'm sorry, not Arctic Harvest. Arctic Roots. This is my favorite. No! Cooper, get away from my... I did feed them. I fed you dinner. Stop. I'll show you guys my fire because I'm really proud. Oh. Miss you, Ben. Miss you, friend. You would have also loved camping here too. Out past Delta, big open field. Miss you, dude. So I'm just filling up some water for Sedona. I'm gonna let her have a drink and then take the water away so she doesn't spill it. And then I have her bell that I'm gonna put on. Hi, bud. Hi. Hi. This here is my nighttime fit. I've got 100% wool sweater, a hat, my green comfort sweatpants with some thick LL Bean socks, my Crocs that are easy to put on and off, and then I have a pair of puppy pants, as well as other layers, but this is just it to start. This is what the inside of my truck cab looks like. I have a Mr. Buddy heater there, a small light in my Kindle, my Jackery that I charge everything with. This is my new hound dog, and he is tied to the cleat in the back so that he does not bother Cooper. Cooper's right here on a dog bed. Cooper is kind of grumpy right now, so just needing some space. And then I have like a yoga mat, a little blow up camping mattress, a sleeping bag and then another sleeping bag that I'll be in for tonight. I do not run the Mr. Buddy heater when I'm asleep. I use it just like warm up the cab, and this is not really well insulated at all, so it does not stay super warm once I turn that off. But hopefully we'll be in our sleeping bags, and with the dogs we'll all be okay. Hi, Mare. Morning. Good morning. Cute. Just about to head out for a ride with Sedona. We're by an area where it's like bison range, so there's like buffalo around here. So I'm gonna leave the dogs in the truck while I go down this road and check out this like big grassy area that they have for the buffalo to see if I can spot any buffalo. I think I'll be quieter with Sedona, and I also don't have a lot of experience with buffalo. So do they like charge? Do they run away? What do they do when they see a dog? What would my dogs do? There's just too many questions, and I'm not too far away from that area, so I'm just gonna take Sedona and ride. If I don't see any buffalo, then I'll let the dogs run down the road a little bit before we head to our next spot. But for right now, dogs are in the truck taking Sedona. Maybe we'll see some buffalo. So I am heading back to the truck. Scoped out the buffalo fields, well, part of them, there's so much, and I didn't see any buffalo, so I feel like it's safe to bring my dogs. So I'm gonna go grab them. I think they would really love running around on these wide trails and out in the field, so let's go get them. Okay, so we just saw a big moose cross up ahead, or rather I saw a big moose cross up ahead. Thankfully the dogs didn't see it. It's like way up there. So I'm hoping once we get closer, I can either cross over or it has moved along. So We are having such a great time here at the bison range. It's pretty flat, wide fields, perfect for the dogs. If you know me, you know during my rides I also like to hop off and walk just to get some exercise myself, get my steps in, give Sedona a break, hang out the dogs. So right now I'm just doing some walking on the way back. There's a little baby and then mama. Aww. So the next stop on my trip is here at the Delta Clearwater River. I heard that the reds were coming up, which means like the salmon that have made it this far. I recently learned that they are silver salmon that turned red. They kind of come up here to spawn and drop their eggs, and then they die and they turn this like really bright red color. I don't have a fishing pole or anything, but I heard you can see them from the river, so let's check it out. So cool to be able to see the salmon swimming upriver. I wish this DJI had a better zoom on it. I'm gonna show a little bit more footage and then head over to get some pizza, and I'm gonna camp out again tonight. So thank you for coming with me so far. Stopped at the Three Bears in town, which is like a grocery store that kind of has everything. Grocery store, hardware store, pet store. Got some wood and some newspaper because I feel like a problem last night with some of my wood and the paper that I had was like damp. And then I stopped at Big Delta Brewing, got a beer while I was waiting for my to-go pizza. So this is my little to-go pizza. And now we're gonna go find a campsite for tonight and have some pizza, get a fire started, and then see where the night takes us. What's that? What's outside? Mom and a baby. Found my camp spot for tonight. It's not my favorite spot, but Another spot I like to park is across the road. And I noticed there that it was pretty windy, and I was like, like how can I back my trailer up so Sedona's not in the wind? And then I got an alert on my phone for like hurricane gust winds. And I was like, oh no. But like this is Delta, so it does get really windy here. And I was having some trouble like turning my trailer around and backing up. And I was like, well, let me just pull out of this whole area, go down, turn around, like at a gravel pit that I know, and then come back. Anyway, I opted just to stay at this gravel pit. I've driven through here before and been to this spot and not stayed here. It's not my favorite because I think it's ugly, but it has a lot of like fire rings. It has like a little shooting area. There's really not garbage on the ground. I just think it's ugly, but I think it's ugly and then like that's my mountain view. So I don't know, all perspective. And then up there's Donnelly Dome. So I'm gonna get everything set up. Luckily, like we're kind of tucked in the corner here. So I have like all these willows and pine trees, and it's really not that windy in this spot compared to like if I look down the road, I can see some of the trees blowing. So I'm hopeful that this is good. I've got my trailer blocking off the winds coming from the south. So I think we'll be okay for tonight. Why are you laying over here? Why are you laying over here? This dried wood is helping a lot in the new newspaper. It's pretty windy. If I had the stuff I used last night, I don't think I would have been able to get the fire to catch as good. Cooper, Cooper, good boy, Coop. Hey, Mare. Hi. Hello, everybody. I'm not sure how much you can see, but I put out the fire, gave all the animals some water, Sedona some fresh hay, and I got changed into my pajamas. I've got my nice LL Bean. Ooh, it is windy. I got my nice LL Bean socks on. I have my LL Bean socks on, comfort sweatpants, puffy pants, wool sweater. I have my barber coat over it, hat, and I've been walking around with my headlamp. So we're just getting ready to go to bed. I'm gonna read my Kindle, and I'm excited for tomorrow. It's just past midnight, and I haven't been able to sleep yet. I've been reading my book and kind of like dozing in and off, but I've had an ear on Sedona. So I just went out, gave her some more hay, stuffed in her hay net, picked out her little area. There were like 2 manure piles, so I cleaned those up for her. Felt under her fly sheet to make sure she wasn't cold, and she did not feel cold. I've struggled a lot with camping and it raining and me feeling really bad about it. However, I reached out to some people that camp with their horses, and just like people who own horses, and it's like you build these extravagant run-in sheds for them to get out of the rain, and what do? They're standing out in the rain. And with Sedona, like I've talked about this before, when it rains, like I used to try to put her in the trailer, and then she would bang around and be unhappy in the trailer and just wanted to be outside. So she's outside with some hay. She seems pretty content right now. Hey, what are you doing? Are you grooming yourself? My new guy is. Oh my gosh. Grooming himself. I don't know. And then Cooper is asleep right here. So here's our setup for tonight. Hopefully the rain passes and it doesn't get everything too wet. And then we'll figure out how to plan for tomorrow. Good morning. So it was so windy last night. It still is really windy. It's like, watch out, buddy. Watch out. Honestly, like hurricane wind gusts. But a positive of it all is that it's like, I'm hot right now in my wool sweater, sweatpants, and jacket. Like, it's warm out. So at least it's like a warm wind, but still like not great sleeping because I'm worried about Sedona out in the wind. It only rained for a little bit last night, and honestly she was fine in the wind. Horses, they just like kind of she just like stood against the trailer like perpendicular to it, or had her butt to the wind and just kind of slept throughout the night. When I would wake up or go out and check on her, I'd give her a little bit of hay, but overnight she did great. I just felt bad. But I always have to remind myself that she lives outside 24/7, so like if it was windy out at the barn, like she would be outside in the wind. So I will not be riding here in Delta today. My plan is to go about an hour south, and it doesn't look like there's any wind there. Or on the way back to Fairbanks, there's no wind, but it is raining there. So we're gonna head south about an hour, go for a ride, and then book it back to Fairbanks. So let's go. So we made it to our next spot. This is right by Summit Lake, Alaska. Nobody else is here. It's perfect. So this area is actually right where I am right now, is where Arctic Man is held in the winter. I have not been to an Arctic Man, but it would be really fun to go. The road in right now is so bumpy. So it was only a mile in, but we went really slow. However, I did notice 2 piles of what I think is bear poop. So if we see a bear or any more sign of bear, we're definitely gonna turn around. I have the dogs and the horse, but still, like, we're not gonna deal with that today. Missing my other dog Ben right now, because Ben I just knew him so well, and he could tell me if it was like a hot track or a cold track, or smell if there was a bear around, and just like how he would act would let me know if there was an animal nearby. So I don't really have that anymore. Anyway, really beautiful here. The mountains have some snow on it. Very different than yesterday, where it was like fields of green grass, because we are back to bushes and lots of rocks and no green, but a lot of really beautiful browns and grays and white because of the snow. So let's get Sedona out, let her hang out for a little bit. I gotta give her breakfast still, and then I will get changed and we'll get ready to ride. Very good. Sit. Yes. All right, we are off. I'm on Sedona. Everybody has their orange and yellow on. This is just a more remote area, so I feel like it's safer to wear bright colors in case something happens. It's a lot easier to find a person or a dog that has orange on rather than like dark green, which I seem to wear a lot of. I also have Sedona with her Tucker saddlebags on. I packed some extra socks, the dog leashes, gloves, a headlamp. I have like a canine sling in case of an emergency. I can put a dog in a sling and hook them to Sedona. I'm not planning to go too far today. We're just gonna kind of ride around here. But yesterday in areas that have more people around and I have cell phone service, I don't really worry about it. But here, I just like to be prepared. I have my gun, my inReach Mini that connects to my phone. What else? Bear spray. I don't know how helpful that would be. The dogs have their Garmin's on, like they always do. Yeah, so we're just cruising. We really don't have a plan per usual. We're just gonna ride around for a little while and then head back to the truck and go to Fairbanks. So it's just a nice open area, let the dogs run around. Sedona does have her scoop boots on just because it is pretty gravelly and rocky. So I have her scoop boots on today. Thank you. What do you think? So we turned around. There were multiple bear tracks that direction of multiple different types of bears, just from like the size. There was like a smaller one, a big one, a regular size one. And it's not like I needed to go that way. I wasn't like on a loop and had to go that way to get back to the truck. So we are just going a different way, turned around, exploring a different area. I don't mind seeing bears from afar or not at all. So we've decided just to change our route because it's really not worth running into a bear. So they're around. We'll stay vigilant, but we are just not gonna go on the path that has lots of bear tracks. Well, in our journey to find an area that had no bears, we stumbled upon very quickly the biggest bear tracks I have seen. So I'm gonna hop off and show you guys, and then we're just gonna head back to the truck and maybe ride the road, like ride back to the road, just so we're out of like all this brush and like all these bear tracks.
Smell these. What's this? What's this right here? What is it? What is it? What is it? It's a bear. Good boy, Coop. Coop, that's it. Because I will roll the bear tracks. Wow. Woo. Alright, let's get out of here, guys.
All right, we're heading back to the truck. Just felt like that was safer with all the bear tracks and bear poop everywhere in all different directions. So we're going back to the truck. Cooper is like leading the way, so I think I'm gonna let him hang out in the truck once we get back, and then I'm gonna take the new guy and go down the road a little bit more. Cooper is just older and he did like 12 or 15 miles yesterday, so he's a little bit tired today. And then the new guy, that way I can keep an eye on him. He is new to Alaska. He's been here for like 2 weeks, so he has zero exposure to any Alaska wildlife. He has not noticed a moose yet. The bear tracks he was not super interested in, while Cooper kind of knew what it was and was like rolling in the track. Come on. I don't know how much exposure this guy has at all to, guys, to really anything. When I was in Ohio, he would like kind of look up trees and stuff while we were on a walk, but I don't know if he was ever hunted. He might have been. If there's one thing this dog has, crazy, is good recall, surprisingly, which is new for me. Cooper kind of either doesn't hear or pretends that he doesn't want to hear, or only hears what he wants to. So Cooper can be a little bit stubborn. Ben had recall if I, hear, beep, 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 he'd eventually come back. This guy, if I said H-E-R-E, he would be immediately by my side. So he definitely knows what the Garmin tracker is and what a beep is. If he gets beeped, he is like, oh my gosh, oh no. So, I don't know. But the game here in Alaska is a lot different than in Ohio. All different, bigger kind of things you gotta watch out for. Cooper is in the truck, and I'm just getting the new guy out for a few more miles to try to get him a little tired. Here. I love you, Coop. He goes, my crazy brother is trying to... I don't know if he's trying to bury his new toy or if he's in the woods humping it. Oh, we should go investigate. What is he doing? Oh, I think he's digging. I didn't know he could dig holes. All right. That toy was like $18, so let's go get it. Look at her. This spot had some straw in it, so I got it for her to stand on, and I don't even have you tied up, Mare. You're just being such a good mare. What are you doing? Where's your new toy? All right, Sedona is loaded. Dogs are in the truck. Everything is picked up, so we're ready to head back to Fairbanks. It should be like a 3-hour drive, but with the trailer, I'm anticipating it'll be around 4, and I'm gonna stop in Delta for some gas. This was a great area. I definitely want to come back, maybe with a friend, or maybe in a season where there's not so many bears around. If a bear wants to show up now that all my animals are put away, that would be pretty cool. And we'll definitely probably see some moose on the way back to Fairbanks. So thanks for coming for this ride with us. Or thanks for coming this whole camping trip. I think I'll probably end it now. If I see some animals, I'll add it at the end. But we'll head back to Fairbanks, get unloaded, and then that way I can get ready for my work week starting tomorrow night. So thanks for coming with me.